Hello and welcome to another Ask Nerida Joy video. I have Thuy back here with us today. We have Thuy back here for her fourth facial. I am so impressed with her skin. If you remember Thuy's sides of her face, her dryness and her dullness, and she had some pitting, and her skin is just looking so nice. It's been a good month or so since we've seen her back here, and as you can see, her skin is just looking so much better. Her pore size is really good, her skin's a lot brighter, and I'm looking forward to cleansing it and to we're giving it a boost today. We did not do a peel on Thuy in her treatments previously, but we were doing things to just really help pick up the dryness in her skin, and she had that pitting that was just so intense on the sides down here. So it's just a lot cleaner, it's a lot brighter, her skin. It's just so much better, and her skin looks so pretty. She has been doing some martial arts. On Monday she had said that she has an injury on her eyebrow, and so her eye is a little bit swollen, and obviously it's a little bit tender, but you can see she has an injury here from her training, her martial arts training. So I am going to be icing it, and I'm going to be working with healing gel just on that area, but we are going to be doing a really nice boost on the rest of the skin, and just her skin is looking so great. So we're going to get started with Thuy K Cleanser. So this eye is it's going to be very tender, so we're going to be very gentle working around her eye with everything today. She said she had a little bit of a headache still from the injury, so we'll just be very gentle, and it'll be a relaxing treatment for her today. I have my disposable sponges. We're just going to take off the cleanser. Very gentle around that area. The great thing when you're working with pitting and you're working with the different treatment retinols is that the skin will just get better and better over time. So I think we started Thuy's treatments probably about 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, and just the improvement in her skin is just so significant. It was so difficult sometimes when you see people the very first time you start working on them, and their skin is just starving of nutrients, and it's just starving, and it's so difficult for me sometimes because it makes me feel so bad when I'm working with the skin. And I remember in her first treatment we were just constantly feeding it nutrients, and I just had to keep adding more and more onto my hands to work it into her skin. And just the improvement in her skin since the very first time, the first couple of times we were working on her, is so significant. It's I mean, she looks, her skin looks younger, she looks more youthful, and it's just so nice and so refreshing and pretty and healthy, and it's really important to keep the skin healthy and hydrated, and just keep working in those good treatment serums into the skin. I have my exfoliating mask here. I've added a little bit onto my hand. I'm actually not going to be putting healing gel in with this one. It's been a while since I've seen Thuy, and her skin can take it, so I'm not going to buffer it back by adding healing gel. So we are going to add this directly on the skin. I'm going to leave it on her skin for about 3 to 5 minutes. And just for it to really help slough off any excess there of dryness, and just to really get the skin really nice and clean, ready for the treatment products I'm going to be using on her. Now she has got the larger pores very close up either side here, the nose, up under the eye. So I am putting the exfoliating mask right up there just to make sure that we're really cleaning that area and getting in there to just slough off that dryness and help improve that area. If you keep your pores really clean, your pores will be smaller, so it's important to keep your pore size small obviously, and to keep your skin really clean. So remember with Carol too, on Carol's videos, we talk about people that when they have pitting, they tend to get their pitting seems to be a lot stronger here on the temples, and it's the last area that's going to lighten up, because the skin around the temples is very, very thin, and it's around the whole eye area it's very thin. So we want to make sure that we're working that area really well. It is a thinner skin, it's a little different, it is a harder skin to lighten up when it comes to pitting. So I've just added a little bit more exfoliant on my hands, and we're just going to be working that in to the forehead. And we're going to be careful not to go too close to her injury. I am going to be doing it very well down here, either side of the face, and just getting under any fine facial hair, and really sort of making sure we get under there with the exfoliant to get rid of any dead cells that are there, to lighten and brighten that area. Just really work it well into these temples here. Okay, so we've got the exfoliating mask on Thuy's skin. As I said, I did not add any healing gel to it. Her skin can take it, being a little bit stronger, so I did not buffer it back. And what we're going to do is I'm going to leave that on for 3 to 5 minutes. I can see she's still got some pores very close that I can see up here right by the eye. So just very gently, I could also use a Q-tip, and just going to get in and just work this area a little bit here. Sometimes if you do wear glasses or you wear sunglasses too, because it's something sitting on that area, again, that area is not breathing. So it's an area sometimes that when they are lying down on your table and they don't have their glasses on, it's a time to sort of really just sort of work that area a little bit. Often the skin gets a little thickened there because they are wearing glasses. It just thickens because of there is something sitting on that area, and for some, throughout the day. So it's really nice to just sort of work that area either side of the nose, and just to exfoliate and just to lighten that area up a little bit and clean it really well. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll be back to take it off shortly. So I'm back to take off Thuy's exfoliating mask. We've left it on her skin about 4 minutes, and we're just going to remove it now with warm water and sponges. Being very gentle around that area. So we've removed the bulk of it with the disposable sponges, and I'm just getting a warm towel. So now we're going to take the rest off with the warm towels. Okay, so we've removed the exfoliating mask. I put some gel, the healing gel, in this little tub because I'm going to be applying it all over Thuy's skin, but I'm also going to be putting it on her injury quite often throughout the treatment. So we're just going to put some healing gel because the skin will be a little bit stingy from the exfoliating mask right now. So I have some healing gel on a Q-tip, and I'm just ever so gently just going to put it here on the injury. Use a little eye gel around her eyes. We're going to start placing on her treatment products now. I'm going to do a boost on her skin. She's not having extractions done today. Her skin is very, very clean. She's been really great with her regimen, and I have not seen her for a good month. So I know she's being really great with her regimen because her skin is telling me so, and it's just looking so terrific. So we're just going to start working in some treatment products. That's the eye gel. I'm going to put on some of the retinol serum right now. I'm going to actually mix a little bit. I've got the stronger one mixed with a little bit of the retail consumer one, which is half strength. We've got both retinols here on, and I'm going to add a little bit of my Q Flavonoid to it as well, mixing them together, and we're going to start working in the treatment serums. And this is what we call a boost to the skin. Sometimes our treatments that we do on our clients, they're different because depending on when they come in as to what state their skin is in, we need to always go accordingly to their skin. So it's really important to, to have some different tools to be able to work with their skin. Or some days their skin will be drier, especially in the cooler months, and other days their skin's going to be more oily and more active. So you might need to do extractions, you might need to steam and do more cleaning those days. But either way, I often, as you see in my treatment videos, very often using retinols and flavonoids because of just the power and the effect they have on the skin, and whether it's for wrinkles and dryness and sagging in the skin when there's loss of skin tone, but also just when there's larger pores and when there is pitting and scarring and melasma. So basically everything that you can basically think of, retinol supports the skin just as a whole always. So it's not something that you can always use every day. I actually do use it every day, but I've worked my skin up to be able to do that. Of course, I'm not talking about prescription strength because I don't believe in using prescription strength retinols. I want to make sure if I'm going to use a retinol that I can use it on a daily basis and use it every single night and not just every other night or every 3 nights. So ultimately I want to use one that is buffered in some form where I can use it on a regular basis, and that by using it regularly, it's what helps keep your skin young and pretty. So we all want young and pretty, so that's a really good thing to use. So right now, Thuy has a lot of retinol on her face. She has a little bit of the Q Flavonoid, being with the vitamin K and arnica. It really supports blood vessel walls. It just feeds the skin a lot of nutrients that I'm constantly talking about. And so many people, whether your skin is problematic and you have acne, scarring, or large pores, or whether you have wrinkles and melasma, your skin always needs feeding, because to get better results and to get them fast, you have to really feed the skin and have a good healthy skin. If you have a good healthy skin, then your skin's just going to be better. So we're going to just work this into the skin and just get it really nice and hydrated. So we're going to be very gentle on her forehead in the massage move so that we're not opening up that wound there too much as I massage. So I'm just very gently going to work in this on her forehead area. So very gentle with our massage on Thuy's forehead. What I'm going to do is take another goop of healing gel and just put it on her injury there. Okay, so we've worked in, and she's got on quite a lot of the retinols. We've put the professional one, we've also put the milder one on her skin, mixed it all together with the Q Flavonoid. We're going to leave that on her skin, and I've done just a very light little massage on her skin. I'm now going to be putting on a firming mask. So I've worked in the retinols, I've worked in the Q Flavonoid on Thuy's skin. We're going to be putting on top of it, I'm going to leave it on her skin, I'm going to be putting on the lightening and the brightening treatment right now. And it's a firming mask. It has a little bit of retinol in it, and it has wheat germ, it has some other yummy things in it that just sort of really helps to hydrate the skin, but at the same time it brightens the skin, and that's what we're going to be putting on Thuy's skin right now. So what I have here in my hand is I have the firming mask. It's a lightener and a brightener, and it's I'm going to work it in. I'm going to work it in sort of well up here, either side of the nose, and where she has some little open pores as well, and just sort of really brighten. Sometimes within a pore there is a shadow that's discoloration on the skin. So we just want to make sure that I'm going to start here, and we're just going to work it in here where there's a little bit of discoloration within the pores, and that often happens when there's pitting too. So you want to really work it in well to areas, and I'm using the Q-tip here just so I can kind of get it in to those areas, and it's a more finer top than my finger. So we're just going to work that in here. Going in upward motion, getting under the fine facial hair. We're just working in this brightener. If we go back and we see some of Thuy's past photos of her skin, you'll just see some of the stages where her skin has just got so much better, and how we started out with it looking very dull and very flat, and doesn't have that pretty healthy skin, especially on the sides of her face, which was down here. So she's been really good about working on the sides of her face, because I can tell by looking at her skin, but it does require that extra effort, and it is something that you'll see I'll be working with more on the sides of her face than I will down her T-zone. Wherever there's pitting, there's always shadows, and so you have this grayness within the pit, so that's why it's really important to work in lightening and brightening products into that area constantly. We want to make sure we do up by the temple, of course being very careful by her eye area. And now the top of the nose. And what's great about this mask is it doesn't set tight. So I could leave it on the skin for 8 to 10 minutes and it's not going to set tight, because sometimes when masks set tight, not only does it add to surface dryness, but it's also difficult to get off, and sometimes that difficulty of getting a mask off or rubbing it, it can make the skin a little bit red. Okay, so we've worked that into Thuy's skin. I'm going to leave it on her skin for about 8 minutes now to dry, and we'll be back to take it off. While this is on her face drying, I'm going to put more healing gel on her area where she's injured her eyebrow, and I'm going to be icing it because her eye is a little bit swollen still. So I'm going to lay a sheet of gauze over the top of it, and I'm just going to be icing it gently, taking it on and off, and just to help with the inflammation underneath. So clearly I've been using a lot of retinol tonight because my middle finger is quite yellow, and it's my finger that I apply retinol, so you can see it's quite yellow in color compared to the other fingers. So I'm just using a little bit of an eye cream right now, just up here, very close to the eye area. I am going to be going over Thuy's skin shortly with an ice pack and putting some more healing gel on that area. The healing gel is 98% aloe vera, and it is very soothing and very calming. So we're going to be using that on the area where she has her injury on her eyebrow. So we have some healing gel, and I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to put a big goop of it on here. I'm going to be laying gauze over top of her brow and that eye, and we're just going to put it directly over the eye area there. I have a nice cold ice pack right here, and we're just very gently, I just want to make sure that these ice packs are so great because you can maneuver them and you can get into areas, maneuver it to the face. Especially I use them a lot when I'm doing extractions and working with acnetic skins, but you can maneuver them around the face and bend them, and they're so great, and it's very soft. So I just want to make sure it's very soft going on her skin and that there's no little bumpies anywhere within the ice pack itself, and we're just ever so gently going to hold it just on over her eye. To take it off, and we're going to leave it a minute, and I'm going to put it back on. Putting it back on right now. Taking it off, and we're going to do it one more time. Okay, we're going to leave that mask another 5 more minutes to set, and we'll be back to take it off shortly. Okay, so we're back to take off the firming mask that has a little bit of retinol in it and is a brightener. So we've got the bulk off with the sponges, and now I'm just going to go back with warm towels. Now remember, if you're using towels, to just be really conscious of where the labels are on the towels so that they're not touching the skin when you go to put them on the face, because they can be irritating and scratching. So just be conscious that what is touching their face, it's not where there's a label from the tag from the towel. Very gentle on that eye area. So we're just removing the mask with a warm towel. See all the yellow, which is my retinol, and I have it on towels, which isn't great, but the retinol's worth it, so we have to bleach our towels. So as you can see, I have a lot of yellow on my towels from my retinol, which is great for the skin, but not great for my towels. So we do have to bleach the towels and to get them clean. I'm going to do another blob of healing gel. It's going to go back onto her injury. Can't ever use enough healing gel. It's so wonderful. It's also a really, really great product for if you get sunburnt. It is fantastic. So we're going to put some more retinol on her face because she's going to be going home to sleep tonight. And again, tonight's treatment was about giving it a boost. She's being really, really good with her home care regimen. She's using her products at home. She is using retinols at home. She's also using AHAs at home. And her skin is just getting better and better all the time. So you can see just the improvement in her skin, in her cheeks, where she was really much more severely pitted. And it was just very dull in color and very, very dry. If you remember, I kept talking about it, and I'm still talking about it, how dry. So, but it's just so much better now, and it's so wonderful to feel and to work on her skin. It's just so much healthier, and it's so great. So of course it makes the skin a little bit yellow, but because it is an evening and it's what she's going to be wearing to bed, it's okay, because it's just really going to give her skin a great boost tonight along with the treatment. So it's a very nice thing. Okay, so we're putting a little bit of moisturizer over top of the retinol, and then she's all done. Okay, so we've worked in retinol, a little bit of Q Flavonoid. We've got on a treatment moisturizer just for her to go to sleep now, a light moisturizer, and she's all done. And we've protected that injury on her eye. So she's just, as I said, it's just her skin is just so much better down here on the cheeks. It just continues to get better and better. We're going to still work, as always, the last area when there's pitting is those temples. So it's an area we still constantly need to stay focused on, but we've done a great job with Thuy, and she's been doing a great job at home. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming back and seeing us, Thuy, and we will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.